Oklahoma Inside Out, a weekly broadcast of Cimarron Alliance that focuses on the issues, culture, and people important to LGBT Oklahomans. And now, here's your host for Oklahoma Inside Out, Scott J. Hamilton.
Hi, and welcome to this week's Oklahoma Inside Out. I'm delighted that you're here with us. We're going to be talking about a first ever event here in Oklahoma City that's coming up in just a couple of weeks. I want to say a very special word of thank you to Kathy McCauley, who was our guest on last week's program. Reverend Dr. McCauley is leaving Oklahoma City and taking a job with Phillips Theological Seminary in Tulsa. So if you have not had a chance to wish her well and say goodbye to her, you have one more opportunity to do so, and that's this Saturday. There is a reception for her at Church of the Open Arms from 1:30 to 3:30. That's at 31st and North Penn in Oklahoma City. It's going to be a big loss for the city, but we're grateful for all that Kathy has done in the time that she's been here. Our guest today is going to be telling us all the details of a great event that happens at the end of this month as we conclude LGBT Pride Month here in Oklahoma City. We'll be back with him right after this break.
This edition of Oklahoma Inside Out is made possible through the generosity of friends and supporters like you. To support this program and the advancement of equal rights for LGBT Oklahomans, please consider making a generous gift today at cimarronalliance.org.
I mentioned at the top of the broadcast that we're going to be talking today about a first ever event here in Oklahoma City. Our guest actually was with us a few months ago when all of this was still in the planning stages, and now it truly is coming to fruition. He is the race director for the Equality Run. It's a 5K, 10K here in Oklahoma City happening on June 29th. It's my pleasure to welcome back to Oklahoma Inside Out Josh Sauer. Josh, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you for having me today.
You are on the list of the most interviewed persons on this show the 2 years that we've been doing it. Once when you were with OKC Pride, and then when we were talking about the Equality Run early on this year, and now you're back. So I'm grateful for that.
I'm honored to be on that list. Thank you.
So tell us, where are things going right now with the run? It sounds like people are really, really getting excited.
I'm so excited to see the number of registrants that have signed up for this. We're over 300 now, which we've met our goal, and anything after will just be a plus at this point.
So now tell me about some of the runners, or in my case, walkers. We said early on that we were looking for people, even in wheelchairs. We really want to show equality in this run.
There's a variety of people that have signed up that, people have emailed me. We have runners, walkers, and we have those in wheelchairs. So you're going to see all kinds of people out there. You're going to see some just doing it for fun. You're going to see some that are just there to support the people that are running too. So I expect, probably about 500 to 700 people just there combined. So it's going to be a fun time.
This is a 5K, a 10K, and then you call it a 1 mile fun run.
A fun run,
of
course.
Torture. But how many people are actually doing the 10K?
It's about 2-to-1 ratio. So about 200 5K and then about 100 10K. And then I think we have 10 or so kids or adults signed up for the 1 mile fun run.
So I'm surprised. That's a lot of people for the 10K. That means that you have a lot of runners involved in this
Very
race.
serious. Those who sign up for the 10K, and no offense to those that sign up for the 5K, because that's enough for me too. But the 10K folks probably have ran a few miles in their time. So it's exciting to see that number so high. And so when you're watching the finish line and you see people just turn around and keep running, those are the 10K folks.
Now, this is at the end of June in Oklahoma, and I know people say, "Oh God, it's going to be awfully hot," but it's early in the day, so it should be pretty nice. What time does everything begin at the park?
Everything begins. We're going to have a ceremony before the race, which is a little bit different than most races. We're actually going to have 3 people speak, including yourself. And that begins at 7:40. So you need to be in the runner chute at 7:40. And we'll announce and remind everyone about that. And the race starts, about 8 o'clock, 8 in the morning. We might, depending on how much you talk, Scott.
I'll keep it short.
Well, it might bleed over just a little bit, but we expect at 8 o'clock, and usually the temperatures don't exceed 80 degrees at that point. And we have plenty of water, we'll have nursing staff there, IMSA on site. So it's going to be exciting. Everyone needs to arrive early, though. There's not going to be any parking issues that we foresee, but if there is, you may have to walk a little bit to get to the race start line. So arrive early, I'd say, 6:45, 7 o'clock, especially if you haven't got your packet yet.
I'm glad you mentioned packet. When will those be available? We've had a lot of interest in the shirts. They're really terrific looking shirts.
Yeah, the shirts are awesome. Thank you, Chris Moyer, for his awesome design of those. They're awesome. The shirts will be available during packet pickup, which starts 3 days before, so we're offering convenience for everyone. For those who live in Norman, the first day will be the 26th at Fusion Fitness Yoga in Norman. It's off Main Street in Porter, and the packet pickup for that is 12 to 6. So anyone on the south side of Oklahoma City, Moore, Norman, they can pick up their packets there. Or they can wait, and we have 2 days here at the Cimarron Alliance Equality Center.
We should give that address. It's 5613 North May Avenue in Oklahoma City. It's the northwest corner of the Bank of America building, right on May Avenue, just north of Northwest Expressway.
And we're going to do a 12 to 6 pickup for those two.
On Thursday and Friday.
Thursday and Friday. So Wednesday in Norman and Thursday, Friday here at Cimarron. And then also race day pickup. But please don't wait. Come out and check out the center if you can. It'll also help the volunteers get people through the line quicker day of.
And we should mention that for those people who do stop by the center on those two pickup days, there will be refreshments for them here, and we'll give folks a little tour of the facility if they've not yet been to the center.
Absolutely. And if you wait to sign up, you don't want to do that because if you wait during packet pickup to sign up, it's another $15 to sign up, and that increases because we have to pay for extra things to get supplies for those runners.
And you risk not getting a shirt.
Exactly. We ordered 100 extra shirts for those who weren't signed up as of 2 days ago.
But already we've seen some of those going out.
About 30 of them. So you need to sign up as quick as possible. Absolutely.
Well, Josh, I want to spend a little bit of time talking about why a race and why for Pride Month, and we're going to do that after we take this quick break.
Hi, I'm David Macy, a board member of the Cimarron Alliance, and I'm asking for your help. We work every single day to make life better for gay Oklahomans, now and for generations to come, but we can't do it without you. Please consider making a gift of just $20 a month to the Cimarron Alliance and be a part of our march toward equality. Visit www.cimarronalliance.org today and make your pledge. It's a gift you can feel good about giving.
If you rely on the daily paper and local television news for information about your local, state, and federal government, then you are only getting half the story. The Oklahoma Observer goes beyond what other news sources provide. In fact, we offer news, analysis, and commentary that you can't find anywhere else. As quickly as things change at the state and federal levels, we all need to know how legislation affects our community and ourselves. But how can we make sense of what's happening at the state capitol and in Washington? The answer is the Oklahoma Observer. We make the information and the impact on you easy to understand. This way you can make truly informed decisions about your elected officials, community, and family. If you've never read the Oklahoma Observer or haven't read it in a while, I hope you'll take a look. You might be surprised just how much help we can be to you. Visit us today at okobserver.net. Our only agenda is to provide critical news for critical thinkers.
Welcome back to Oklahoma Inside Out. I'm Scott J. Hamilton, and we're visiting today with Josh Sauer, who is the race director for the Equality Run 2013. This is the first time we've ever had an Equality Run here in Oklahoma. And Josh, I'm curious, why do this in June? Because as I mentioned, people said, it can be hot that time of year. But what is it about LGBT Pride Month nationally that you wanted to do this in June?
It's a symbol for equality. It's never been done here in Oklahoma before, and if you check nationally, it's really not done anywhere else. There's a few races that have quote-unquote gay runs, but this is a special run because it represents every spectrum of diversity, not just LGBT, but women. We actually have a 2-to-1 ratio of women signed up compared to men.
Is that unusual?
For fun races like this, it's not unusual, but I didn't expect. I expected an even representation there, but it's surprising, and a lot of those women are doing it for their employment. Equal rights in the employment. I hear from all kinds of people. I'm so glad you're doing this, but I'm doing this for women's rights, and we're all about that here. That's why it's so special.
In talking with some of the people that you've been visiting with who are going to be participating, who aren't runners, why are they participating?
They're putting their foot down basically, and they're saying, I'm here, I'm proud, and I'm going to show the city that I support equality, and whether it's for me or whether it's for the people that I love. You're here. I hear stories. There's actually, and I told her I wouldn't say anything, but there's a lady flying in from Chicago. There's a gentleman flying in from Guatemala. There's someone in Montana. There's several people from Texas that are coming here. There's several people that are driving 2 hours from around the metro to show up for this. And they're doing it not for themselves, but to show everyone else that they support equality. And and that folks that don't have equal rights, they're not alone.
I spoke with a woman very early on, almost as soon as we opened up registration for this, and I was very moved by what she had to say. She said, it's important for me to do this. She said, because there was no Equality Center here 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And if there had have been,
absolutely,
maybe I wouldn't have lost my son.
Yeah.
And the poignancy of her story, and then her wanting to be a part of the Equality Run to help someone else, I thought was really, really moving. And I think it speaks to a growing sensibility here in Oklahoma City, central Oklahoma, and throughout the state, that it's really time for us to grapple with the issue of equality.
Yeah, absolutely. And when I spoke with the park director, when I reserved the park, he was like, it's about time that this happened here in the park. And he's like, it's a great idea. And, and he actually predicted 300 people, so we even went beyond his prediction as well.
A couple of times in this broadcast we've mentioned park, but we haven't said what park or where, or there are a lot of parks in Oklahoma.
Anyone familiar with Lake Hefner knows that the Stars and Stripes Park, actually I'm from Norman, so I don't even know how to get to Stars and Stripes Park. You enter off of Portland, Chris, thank you.
North from 63rd Street.
North from 63rd Street, and enter from Portland. And we will have volunteers out there directing parking, telling you where you can park, where you can't. So Stars and Stripes Park, arrive 6:45, 7 o'clock, get your spot, and get ready for the start of the race. And we have a lot of surprises along the course, too, that we haven't even revealed yet.
Oh,
so,
cool.
Yeah.
I know that you were in talks with someone who's a wonderful ally to our community about being a part of the Equality Run. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, Councilman Dr. Ed Shadid has agreed to be our official starter. That's what they call them. They're the folks that count down the start of the race, kind of like if you watched a NASCAR race. They would count down that. And so he's going to be there. He's probably going to talk a little bit, but we might even see him run the race with his children. So
and that's what we were just talking about. This is a straight man, an elected official in Oklahoma City, who is saying, I want equality in my town.
Absolutely. It's he was happy to do it. He said, I'm in. Those were his words. He said, I'm in. Didn't even think about it. So it was awesome to hear. So
you said other surprises along the way. You want to hold on to those for now, or you want to give us a sneak preview?
Let's just say that a lot of the folks on the race committee like to look good during the race. And because there's photography, there's going to be cameras there. And so we may or may not have a place along the course where you can freshen up a little bit.
I don't want to know any more than that. I think that's plenty for right now. We're coming up on a break, but I do want to look at your thinking behind this in terms of, is this a one-shot deal, or is this something that you see moving forward in years to come, having a race similar to this every single year? And if so, why? Because it's an event like this takes a great deal of work and planning. You've been working on this for a very long time, but we're gonna take a look at your hopes and dreams for the future after this quick break.
Hi, I'm Lorette Taylor, past chair of Cimarron Alliance. I joined the board because I believe in the vision and the work of this organization. We're working every day listening to the concerns of our community and helping to address those very concerns. I hope you will consider supporting Cimarron with a gift. Even $10 a month will help. Working together, we really can achieve equality for all gay Oklahomans. Please visit www.cimarronalliance.org and make your gift today.
If you rely on the daily paper and local television news for information about your local, state, and federal government, then you are only getting half the story. The Oklahoma Observer goes beyond what other news sources provide. In fact, we offer news, analysis, and commentary that you can't find anywhere else. As quickly as things change at the state and federal levels, we all need to know how legislation affects our community and ourselves. But how can we make sense of what's happening at the state capitol and in Washington? The answer is the Oklahoma Observer. We make the information and the impact on you easy to understand. This way you can make truly informed decisions about your elected officials, community, and family. If you've never read the Oklahoma Observer or haven't read it in a while, I hope you'll take a look. You might be surprised just how much help we can be to you. Visit us today at okobserver.net. Our only agenda is to provide critical news for critical thinkers.
Welcome back to Oklahoma Inside Out. We're visiting today with Josh Sauer, who is the race director for the Equality Run 2013. And before the break, Josh, I brought up whether or not you see this as a one-time shot or something that you hope will continue in years to come.
I've already made the decision that this will be back next year. And it's not something that I've done alone. We have a committee of over 15 volunteers, and I'm a volunteer as well, and we've all put this together. The Cimarron Alliance board, Chris, you yourself have helped put this together. We have over 50 volunteers signed up to make this happen, and also the people that have registered for the race. They're the people that are coming out. They're supporting this race not only financially but in an awareness aspect as well. So it's not a hard job. Race director is not a hard job. It all comes together.
But it does. I mean, don't minimize the time that you've spent, because I know that you have given considerably in terms of time and energy. And so for that, I want to say on behalf of all of us, thank you. It's been no small job. But I think that the results are going to pay off in many ways. For one thing, I was thinking about it. As cool as I keep going back to the shirts, because they really are nice shirts. And I'm going to be looking forward to seeing those at Walmart and the supermarket in the months to come, and hoping that people will say, well, what is that? And so people can have a chance to talk about equality in a very informal way.
Absolutely. And also, you mentioned the shirts. Those shirts have all of our sponsors on the back. And so when you're just sitting around on Saturday trying to find a place to shop or go spend your money, look at the back of that shirt and, go check out a sale at okcestatesales.com.
We can't talk about all the sponsors, but I do want to talk a little bit about OKC Estate Sales. They were on board from the beginning, weren't they?
The very first Matt McNeil was the very first sponsor that we had, and he put it into full gear. We were able to lay down money and get it all going, and it saved us a lot of money in the long run by having that money early. So very fortunate that he's with us, and definitely going to check out some of his sales once this race is over.
I should point out to our viewers, to our listeners on this broadcast, that on our website, we will, on the Oklahoma Inside Out website, we'll pay attention to some of the sponsors of the race so that everyone can know that it's important where you spend your money, because these are people who are giving back to the community.
Absolutely. I mean, they'll be on the race T-shirts. You can go to equalityrunok.com, and they'll be there all year until we start again next year.
Awesome.
Too,
so. If people just want to come out and watch the race, where do they go? The same place, the Stars and Stripes Park?
Same place, just to stay out of the runner chute. There'll be plenty of room. It's a large park, and there may be some extra merchandise to buy. It's a problem if we don't have any merchandise, that's a good problem to have, because that means we still, got all the runners taken care of. But any extra shirts that we have, we're going to sell those at a discounted price for all the people that show up to watch. So.
The main thing is we just want people out there cheering on those who are running and walking and to be an integral part of this event.
Spectators are a runner's fuel. I mean, you can't get by a race without people cheering you on. And so definitely anyone that wants to come out and take pictures, and we'll have some more surprises for everyone in attendance, too, that I can't say yet. So if you just want to come out and watch, show up, please.
And be surprised.
And be pleasantly surprised.
There you go. Josh, give us the website one more time for those people who want to register right now.
You can do everything at equalityrunok.com.
equalityrunok.com.
We're on Facebook as well.
All righty. We are out of time. Josh Sauer, thank you for being with us today on Oklahoma Inside Out. As you can see, good things are happening right here in Central Oklahoma. Sometimes it's easy to lose sight of that, but all we've got to do is open our eyes and our ears, and we see great things happening because of the work, the dedication, the tireless effort of great people, one of whom we've heard today. I want to thank you for being with us and encourage you to listen every week to Oklahoma Inside Out. Share this podcast with your friends. And as always, we're anxious to hear from you with ideas for this show. Email us at oklahomainsideout@cimarronalliance.org. From all of us at Oklahoma Inside Out and Cimarron Alliance, I'm Scott J. Hamilton, thanking you for joining us. Until next time, hang on to the vision of a fair and just Oklahoma.
Oklahoma Inside Out is a production of Cimarron Alliance, Central Oklahoma's preeminent LGBT advocacy and education organization. If you have a topic you would like to hear discussed or a person who you would like to hear interviewed, please call 405-495-9300 or email oklahomainsideout@cimarronalliance.org. Please feel free to share the link to this broadcast with your friends.